Hey, what's going on, everybody? Mike Lewis here, and I wanted to share something with you that I believe is very relevant in the times that we're in right now. And, so many people right now are still dealing with, rightfully so, they're dealing with a lot of personal challenges, right? I'll call it that, personal challenges. And I was sitting here and I was just thinking about a time when I was in college several years ago. I was sitting in my dorm room and I was at a place in my own life where I was looking for purpose. I was looking for an understanding behind why was I born. I knew that there was a purpose there, but I was becoming frustrated about what that purpose was. And I really just went on this relentless journey to discover what that purpose was. And I remember that I came across the book of Jonah in the Bible, and it absolutely changed my life. What's interesting is that most people, when they hear the story of Jonah, the very first thing, and probably the only thing that crosses their mind, is the fact that he was swallowed up in the belly of the whale, or the great fish. And as I dug into that story of Jonah, something else hit me, and I want to share that with you, because I think this is where a lot of people are right now, where they've been doing what they thought that they were supposed to be doing, but then they get an assignment, right? They get an assignment from God, and they begin to they begin to make a detour in their own lives. And so like Jonah, right? Jonah's assignment, God told him to go to Nineveh to deliver a message to the people of Nineveh. And because of where Jonah was and some of the things that he, thought about the people in Nineveh, he decided to make a detour and he tried to run away from his assignment. And as a result of that, he put not only himself, but a lot of people in danger. As a matter of fact, the Bible talks about how there was a great wind. There was a storm that came upon the ship that Jonah was a part of as he tried to run away from that assignment. And after casting lots, right, after casting lots and trying to determine why is this big storm happening, the lot landed on Jonah. Now, that's not the story, though. So what happens is, obviously, Jonah knew that the reason that storm was taking place was because of his disobedience to the assignment. Because of his disobedience to the assignment, he was facing this storm. And not only that, but those that were close to him on the ship, they had to face this storm as well. So Jonah had a decision to make. He pretty much went overboard. And this is where most people grab hold to the story. In the midst of him being in the water, boom, the great whale or the fish came up, and he was in the belly of that fish for 3 days and 3 nights. What most people, I believe, overlook is when he was in the belly of the fish, or the belly of the great fish, Jonah, what we would call as repented from not following through on what God told him to do, right? From running away from his assignment. He began to see that he made a mistake. This is the part that people miss. When he made that decision, even though he was in the midst of what seemed to be just unfathomable circumstances and there was no way out, God commanded that fish to spit Jonah out on the shore. What's interesting at this point is that he still had an assignment to fulfill. God told him, now, in so many words, now that you out of this belly of the fish, I need you to go do what I told you to do. And what would normally have taken a 3 days journey from where he was to go into Nineveh and deliver this message to the people took what the Bible says 1 day's journey. And here's the thing that hit me. We go through life so many times and we think that because of the situations that we've gone through or some of the past mistakes that we made, we think that we'll never be able to make up ground and get to that point that we originally set out to achieve in our lives. And you think about that. So many people right now have decided to throw in the towel because they believe that it's too late. And I want to share this word of encouragement with you and help you to understand that it's not too late. No matter what it is that you've had to go through or what you may be going through right now, like Jonah in that belly of the great fish, you have not lost any ground in what God has called you to do if you choose to follow through on the assignment. If you choose to follow through on the assignment, I believe with everything in me, and I want to encourage you to accept this as truth, that God is already orchestrating things in order for you to do exactly what it is that you were supposed to do. But you have to be obedient to the assignment. You have to be obedient to what it is that He's called you to do. Only then will you be able to see the fruit of all the labor that you put in. You'll be able to see the reason why you had to go through the trials and the tribulations that you had to go through. As a matter of fact, in James, it talks about when we need to get excited. As a matter of fact, the Bible says that we count it all joy when we fall into diverse temptation, knowing this, that the trying of our faith worketh patience. But it says this, let patience have its perfect work. Let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect, entire, wanting nothing. What does that mean? That means that after you have endured the trials, after you have endured the tribulations, then you will become the person necessary in order for you to get to the place that not only will you be able to seize the promise of what you're going after, but you will never have to have that internal feeling that you're lacking anything because you went through the process. And so, again, I want to encourage you that no matter what you've gone through, no matter what you may be facing right now, you have not lost ground if you choose to be obedient to the assignment that God has placed on your life. And a lot of people say, well, I don't know my assignment. That's a completely different teaching that we can discuss or that we can talk about. But for the moment, I want you to understand that regardless of what it is that you've gone through, or regardless of what it is that you're currently going through, never think that you've lost ground as long as you are on the path of fulfilling your assignment. All right. That helped me tremendously. Because, again, I warred with that. And I've shared this several times. I warred with depression before, thinking that there's no way out, thinking that I've made too many mistakes and relationships will never be restored in my life and things will never get moving again. But it wasn't until I made the decision in the midst of that darkness, in the midst of that quote unquote belly of the great fish, where things began to change for me, and God placed me exactly where He needed me to be, with the right people in the right environment, with the right mindset, and with the right belief that He is who He says that He is. And so please, please, please don't throw in the towel. Don't give up. Just obey the assignment, and God will show you that you have not lost any ground. As with always, my heart's desire is to see you win. And in the midst of you winning, I want you to understand is that when you are living in your purpose, there's no such thing as competition. Until next time, God bless. Take care.